It started as a normal day in the world of football, practice, film sessions, and the buzz of anticipation for the next big game. But then, out of nowhere, the sports world was hit with news that no fan ever wants to hear. A rising star, a young man whose strength, determination, and raw talent promised greatness, was suddenly gone. Marshawn Kneeland, the 24-year-old Dallas Cowboys defensive end, passed away unexpectedly, leaving behind a wave of heartbreak, confusion, and countless questions. What really happened to this promising athlete? What was his life like off the field? And how did someone so full of life, so close to achieving his NFL dreams, meet such a tragic end? Marshawn Kneeland wasn't just another football player. He was a story of perseverance. Born with big dreams in the small city of Grand Rapids, Michigan, Kneeland grew up determined to make something of himself. From his early years at Godwin Heights High School, his athleticism was undeniable. Coaches often spoke about his explosive speed and unmatched dedication. He wasn't just talented, he was disciplined, a player who led by example both on and off the field. After earning his spot at Western Michigan University, Kneeland quickly made a name for himself in college football. His defensive power, quick reaction time, and ability to read the game made him a standout on the field. Scouts began to notice his dominance in the Mid-American Conference, describing him as a hidden gem destined for the big leagues. By 2024, that dream became a reality. Marshawn Kneeland was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, one of the most iconic teams in the NFL. For any player, wearing that star on your helmet is a symbol of pride and legacy, and Kneeland was ready to make his mark. Then came the shock that shook the sports community. Reports emerged that Marshawn Kneeland had passed away at just 24 years old. The news spread like wildfire. Fans, teammates, and fellow athletes were left in disbelief. The Cowboys organization released a heartfelt statement expressing their sorrow, calling Kneeland a remarkable young man with a bright future both on and off the field. But what caused his death? Details remain limited, with initial reports suggesting that the young star's passing was sudden and unexpected. Authorities have not released an official cause of death, sparking widespread speculation among fans and media outlets. Some have suggested health complications, while others believe it may have been an unfortunate accident. Regardless of the cause, one thing is clear. The loss is immeasurable day as the news broke. Social media became a sea of tributes. Teammates posted emotional messages, remembering Marshawn not just as a great player, but as a genuine, humble person who always brought energy to the locker room. One of his closest teammates shared, "Marshawn was more than a teammate. He was like a brother. Always smiling, always grinding. I still can't believe he's gone." Fans from around the world joined in, flooding the internet with condolences, photos, and memories of Kneeland's inspiring journey. The Cowboys' next game opened with a moment of silence, a chilling reminder of how fragile life can be, even for those who seem invincible. Before his untimely passing, Marshawn Kneeland was on a steady rise in his NFL career. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches and weighing around 265 pounds, he was a powerhouse on the defensive line. His college stats alone were impressive: over 120 tackles, multiple sacks, and a reputation for being a consistent playmaker. In his rookie season with the Dallas Cowboys, Kneeland was beginning to find his rhythm, learning from veterans and adapting to the intense pace of the NFL. Coaches saw his potential to become a future star. His performance in training camp and preseason games drew attention for his agility, strength, and relentless work ethic. But beyond the stats, it was his character that stood out. Kneeland was known for his kindness, humility, and strong connection with his community. He often volunteered for youth programs and was passionate about inspiring the next generation of athletes. To him, football was more than just a sport. It was a platform to make a difference. At the time of his passing, Marshawn Kneeland's estimated net worth was around $1.5 million, primarily from his NFL contract, endorsements, and sponsorships. Although his professional career had only just begun, his financial success was growing quickly. Kneeland wasn't known for flaunting wealth or living lavishly. Instead, he led a balanced lifestyle, investing smartly, supporting his family, and focusing on personal growth. Friends described him as grounded and grateful, someone who never let fame change who he was. He enjoyed spending time with family, traveling during the off-season, and maintaining a simple but disciplined routine. Fitness, recovery, and mental focus were central to his daily life. Kneeland believed that staying humble and consistent was the key to long-term success, a rare mindset in a world where fame often leads many astray. The loss of Marshawn Kneeland isn't just a tragedy for the Dallas Cowboys. It's a painful blow to the entire football community. His death serves as a reminder of how fragile life can be, no matter how strong or young someone appears. For the Cowboys organization, it's a moment of deep sorrow and reflection. For fans, it's a loss of hope for what could have been, a career that was just beginning to shine. And for his family, it's an irreplaceable void, the heartbreaking loss of a son and brother who gave them every reason to be proud. That in a world that often measures athletes by stats and fame, Marshawn Kneeland's true legacy lies in his heart. He was more than his tackles, more than his draft position. He was a young man who carried himself with dignity, respect, and compassion. His story reminds us all that greatness isn't just about what you achieve. It's about the lives you touch along the way. And though his journey was tragically cut short, the impact he left behind continues to inspire young athletes who dream of following in his footsteps. They, as fans, teammates, and family members, continue to mourn. One question echoes through the hearts of all who knew him. Why so soon? The truth may take time to surface, but one thing remains undeniable. Marshawn Kneeland's memory will live on forever. The football field may never see him play again, but his spirit, determination, and love for the game will always be part of the Cowboys' legacy. Gone too soon, but never forgotten, Marshawn Kneeland's story will forever remind us that even in life's greatest victories, tomorrow is never promised. Rest in peace, Marshawn Kneeland, a rising star, a kind soul, and a legacy that will never fade.